Welcome everyone, Gabestah here with another episode of our Orcs Must Die walkthrough. This is for the 6th mission called Overpass. And you can see by the map layout on the top right that this is the first mission that really has diverging paths. So some orcs will come from this path, and some will come from down here. However, to combat this, you're given the Barricade trap. And this is probably one of the best traps that you'll get in the game, and is used very heavily, at least by my strategy, later on in some of the harder missions. So I'll kind of show you how they work. For your loadout, I go with a sword, spike, tar, arrow, and then you can pick the wind or the guardian, and a barricade. So I'm going to do, well, actually let's go with the wind belt. I mentioned before I like to have a particular order for my hero activated abilities, but it's up to you if you do that or not. And make sure you have the barricade, that's the really important one. And then you can use this teleportation to go between two teleport points. So you can see it ports us straight to the entrance. So what we want to do is block off a pathway so the orcs are forced in a particular direction. So we're going to block this one. It's going to take 3.
This will be good.
And the downside is that this means you don't have any money for defenses early on. But we're going to do the arrow trap there and then get it started. So notice at the entrance here there's 3 acid pools. So if you choose the wind belt, this is really useful. You can push a big group. Pretty good. And you'll notice that some orcs will run over here and then see the wall, and then they'll have to be forced down this pathway, which is exactly what I want. So the second wave, we've got kobolds. You can see them trying to go that way and then realizing they can't. So just use your regular crossbow. Shoot slowly. And you can kind of notice they all follow the same basic path, so if you just get sort of a straight aim onto that path, they'll take them down pretty easily. And let's do more walls. Kobolds are starting to spawn, so you want to back up and focus on them. There we go. And you can see it's starting to come together. That barricade wall forces everything down here, so we can spend all our money now on this section.
Sometimes I almost feel bad for the orcs. Except, not really.
Well, those are massive groups. Perfect for pushing in acid. Now, one thing you have to be careful of, you'll see I pushed some guys over the top, and now they're past our wall. So I actually have to go back and make sure they don't get through. Remember, you can sprint with shift, but it's not a big deal. Just a couple of regular guys. I'm going to teleport back to the front. So I'm going to start doing my snares. So let's alternate We'll use spikes first. And at this point, if you followed the guide, you should have upgraded spikes. So now they're green tips. This causes them to apply a snare of their own. It's not nearly as good as the tar trap snare. But as I mentioned before, you get combos based on the number of different traps or attacks that kill an orc. So if they get hit by a spike, and then tar, and then a trap, you know, that's a 3 combo. Arrow trap, I should say. And that gives you more coins and higher score. Wave 6, more kobolds. Pretty good. Let's do some more arrow walls and start the last wave. So you can see by the mini-map, there's got a ton of orcs spawning. So I'm going to use my wind belt, push a bunch into this far pool. And once the crossbow orcs start to spawn, you'll want to back up, because there's a lot of them. They can kill you. So just kind of keep your distance so they don't hit you very easily, and try to go for the headshots. And that's it. So as you can see, it's actually slightly harder early on because you spend all that money initially on the wall from the barricades, but it pays off in the end because you can focus all your defenses on this one section. So you should have 5 skulls if you beat the par time. And probably don't have any money for upgrades, but your next upgrade should be spent on this improved barricade. So we'll get to that in a moment. And that's it. Let's continue it.